When you're thinking about making money as an artist, earning a full-time income, it can be kind of difficult and daunting, especially when you're first starting out or during the first few years of your art business. There can be a lot of ups and downs, and this is why some artists think that there is a traditional cycle to an artist's income that includes feast and famine. But what I want to present to you in this video is another way to run your art business, a way that's going to give you reliable, stable income month after month, year after year. And this is super important because if you don't want to have to work a regular job or even like a part-time job alongside your art business to be able to stabilize everything with that reliable income, then you have to manage your art business differently. You can't just rely on sporadic art shows or gallery exhibitions once or twice a year that will sell a lot of paintings or sell a lot of whatever artwork that you create, and then the rest of the time not make very much, if anything at all. You have to think about your art as a tree, and this is a great analogy, right? Like you are the base of that tree trunk and all of the artwork that you create, but then each branch is a revenue stream. And among those general revenue streams, there are also little smaller branches that are sub-revenue streams. So in this video, I'm going to go over the 6 revenue streams that you should start using in your business to stabilize your income. And these are things that are relatively easy to do. Now, there definitely are some skills to learn depending on which revenue stream you're working on. But over time, if you can build up all of these within your business, you're never going to have to worry about famine times. You might have feasts every so often if you do a big art fair or a gallery show, but you will constantly have steady income. First is selling your artwork online. And I mention this income stream first because it's very easy to do. The barrier to entry is low. Most of us already have cell phones to take pictures of our artwork with, and then computers to upload our artwork to all of the different marketplaces like Etsy, eBay, Amazon, Handmade, or even places like Mercari. There are a lot of options out there when it comes to the different places you can sell your work. You can also have your own website. You can use things like Shopify to start that. That's the website host that I suggest. But there are a lot of other different website providers out there that you can use that are free or very low cost, as long as you can put your artwork up for sale and people can actually purchase through the website, then any of them will work, especially if you're just starting out. What you want to do is get your artwork on as many different places for sale as possible, and as you have time to do. Don't overwork yourself or overcomplicate it. Just try to do your best, get 10 or 20 listings up on each site, and then if they're not getting views, try to do a little education by watching YouTube videos or asking other sellers on the platform how they're succeeding, and try to figure out how you can adjust your listings and your strategy on the different platforms so that you will get more visibility, and then that will lead to more sales. Alongside selling online, it's also crucial to start selling your work in person. Now, I know this aspect of selling art can be a little daunting, especially if you have to consider the amount of money you need to invest to get an art fair booth, sidewalls to hang your work, and just getting your work ready for public viewing. But if you can and are willing at all to take that gamble, to take that risk on selling your work in person, you can start out small by selling at really small, very affordable local shows in your area. They don't have to be expensive fine art fairs. They can just be farmers markets or local art fairs. Start small, see what sells, make more of what sells, and then move on to the bigger and better shows, because this is a really good way to make money. Now, there aren't always shows going on, and this is why it's important to have a lot of different revenue streams. But if you can do 1 or 2 shows a month, this is going to help out your total income level. And if you're the type of person who likes quick results, then selling in person is going to be your favorite place to sell, because you take your artwork to an event and right away, as soon as it opens, within an hour hour or two, you're gonna start making sales. Whereas if you're selling your work online, especially if you start out selling your work this way, you have to realize it's gonna take some time to build up a following on social media, to get those people to go to your website to sell work, or even just to get your work seen by the algorithms on art marketplaces like Etsy or eBay, wherever you're selling online. It takes time. But when you're selling work in person, it's almost like instant gratification. You set up your art booth, the event starts, and you start making sales. Next revenue stream is commissions. These are custom pieces that you create for specific customers upon their request. Oftentimes, these can be pet portraits or portraits of people. You can even do landscapes on commission, abstracts on commission, pottery on commission, sculptures on commission, like anything can be a custom piece. And if you can figure out a way to sell something that's relatively affordable, especially when you're first starting out, that can be custom, customers love this because it's going to be a one-of-a-kind item made specifically for them. You can sell your work either online or in person when it comes to commissions. And during specific times of the year like Christmas, commissions sell like crazy. And so if you only want to do commissions on a seasonal basis, it's still a great thing to do. What I like to do is only do commissions really heavily, like promote them really heavily during the Christmas season and maybe the winter time, because I don't have as many art fairs that I'm traveling for during that time. And so you could do a similar thing if you're trying to figure out how to juggle your art fair schedule and your commission schedule. You don't have to take them year round. Now this next revenue stream is super important. You do not want to skip this. If you are not already teaching your craft or what you create in some way, you really should start doing it. And here's why. Because you can't always rely on selling art as a way to make money. But there are so many people that want to learn how to create art. And if you are an expert in what you create, you can monetize that. You can sell your courses in person or online, or even on a YouTube channel like I do here. I make money on YouTube ads because of my video views. Viewers get to watch my videos for free and I still get to make money off of the ads. So it's a win-win situation in my opinion. I love being able to create content that helps other artists. Regardless of the distribution method of your courses, the main thing is to try to teach other artists your craft, or maybe how to do art business, some subset of skills that you have. Because if you do this, you can monetize it. And then you're not constantly relying on selling your art as 100% of your income. Next is affiliate income. If you're posting anything to social media, you can include affiliate links within your posts. This can be very profitable depending on how big your audience is on all of the different social media networks that you use. There are so many different affiliate programs, but the biggest one is Amazon. If you're sharing anything about the art supplies that you use, make sure to include the affiliate links in those posts. That way, if people click on them, you can make a little bit of money. I know you might be thinking, well, that's not going to add up to very much money at all, but it actually does. There are so many different affiliate programs, like even Dick Blick, who is a big supplier of art materials. They give you 10% of anything you send their way, any purchases that people buy. A 10% affiliate income can really add up. If a person's buying a $200 order of paint, that's going to be $20 of affiliate income. And that's not even considering the affiliate income you could be getting by promoting other artists' courses, because some artists will give a 50% affiliate fee to those promoting their course. So you just have to look up different places like Share a Sale. There's lots of affiliate networks. If you're trying to find them, just do a Google search. You'll find a whole lot of resources on there about different ways to apply to affiliate programs from a variety of companies. And just like teaching, what I love about affiliate income is that it isn't centered upon me actually having to sell my work. I make it in the background, automatic, alongside everything else I'm doing to sell my artwork. Next are the ad revenue programs available on all of the different social media networks. You don't need to be teaching your artwork to be able to qualify for these ad dollars. You just need to post whatever qualifying media is upon their platform to get it. And this changes fairly often, so I'm not going to go into detail on all of the different programs that are available because likely they will change in the future. But I'd suggest searching for the different ad revenue programs on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, because there are programs programs that earn you money by just posting content on all of these networks. And honestly, if you're creating a whole bunch of content for social media already and it's not monetized, this is the easiest one of all of these revenue streams to activate. Sometimes it's just a couple of clicks within the app to turn on the revenue sharing options. So definitely look into this. Ultimately, I love diversifying my revenue streams. I try to do as many different things as possible because one of the things that I learned was like during the pandemic, I know we all don't really like to think back to that time, but all of the art fairs in person ended. I had an art gallery in a mall at the time. I couldn't open my gallery. I was losing major money. And good thing I had diversified my income streams prior to all of this, because I easily transitioned into selling completely online. I was making really decent money for myself. It was honestly so good that I closed down my gallery and quit doing art fairs for a couple of years because I was able to support myself so well off of all of my other revenue streams that I had in place. So this is why it's so important. If you do this, it's a lot of work. And that's why a lot of people don't want to have all these different revenue streams and it seems overwhelming at first. I would suggest to start with one and then add on every month or so until you can have all of the revenue streams going. And then as you have those initial branches started of each revenue stream, then start trying to add on more tiny branches in between each of the revenue streams. So that way you can have as many different ways to make money as possible. And so if we ever have a pandemic again, or if there's just something that happens in your life, like an illness that causes you to not be able to sell work in person, or maybe not be able to sell work as well online, you won't have to worry about your business income tanking ever. You'll always have options and you'll be able to live a better life with less stress. All of that said, if you're a new artist, you don't have any of these revenue streams going and you're trying to figure out where to start, I've made a video. You can watch it here. It's really going to help. All right. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.